Today, we delve into the lives of two remarkable contemporary world-renowned figures in Indian history, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Srinivasa Ramanujan. While the myth persists that Brahmins have traditionally held privileges over Dalits, the experiences of these two individuals challenge this perception. Through their journeys, we explore the realities of caste dynamics, highlighting how socio-economic factors often defy caste labels. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, born into a Dalit family, faced immense challenges, but also found significant support in his quest for education and upliftment. Contrary to the narrative that Dalits were always disadvantaged, Ambedkar benefited from scholarships and patronage from Indian kings who recognized his potential. These financial aids enabled him to pursue higher education abroad, ultimately paving the way for him to become the principal architect of the Indian Constitution. His ability to garner support was not merely a personal triumph, but also a reflection of the advantages available to Dalits in certain contexts.
In stark contrast, we have Srinivasa Ramanujan, a Brahmin mathematician whose life story is marked by struggle and financial hardship. Despite his brilliance, Ramanujan faced significant obstacles in securing adequate support for his work, though having been surrounded by Indian kings and patrons unlike Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Growing up in a modest family, he often battled poverty and lacked the financial backing that could have facilitated his academic pursuits. While Ambedkar had patrons who recognized his capability, Ramanujan struggled to find similar recognition, despite his undeniable genius. This disparity prompts us to question the established notions of privilege based solely on caste.
Furthermore, the myth that Brahmins have historically enjoyed unchallenged advantages falls apart when we consider the societal structures of the time. Many Brahmins, like Ramanujan, experienced economic difficulties and societal neglect. While we often hear about the advantages afforded to Brahmins, it is essential to recognize that not all members of the caste enjoyed such privileges. The narrative that associates caste with economic well-being needs critical examination, especially when viewing the realities of individuals who faced discrimination and poverty. You won't find such examples of prominent figures in opposite roles in history.
Exploring these two lives, we find compelling evidence that challenges the conventional wisdom about caste and privilege. Ambedkar's experiences reveal that Dalits were not solely victims of an oppressive system. Rather, they navigated opportunities that allowed for their advancement. Conversely, Ramanujan's life tells a story of a Brahmin who, despite his talent, faced systemic barriers and financial challenges. He had to work under many non-Brahmins with very less wages. His scholarship taken away despite his brilliance, and unlike Ambedkar, who was given money to start and fail the business, and also full scholarship with palatial 4-story building house in London, without any such conditions. As we reconsider these narratives, we must ask ourselves, can we truly identify privilege solely through the lens of caste? Or do we need to explore the more nuanced socioeconomic realities that define individual experiences in India? The stories of Ambedkar and Ramanujan encourage us to look deeper and question the myths that reinforce antiquated caste structures. The juxtaposition of these figures forces a reevaluation of how we understand mobility and agency. To reduce their complex journeys to simple binaries of privileged versus oppressed is to do a disservice to their individual struggles and the historical context in which they unfolded. A true understanding requires moving beyond simplistic pronouncements and embracing the messy, often contradictory realities that shaped their destiny. A short video blows up the cover of misconceptions all over the world about caste system in India. It's a whistleblower of the fact which is in front of our eyes and ignored for long, that casteism as we know now is manufactured concept of colonial rulers to divide India and Hindus and alienate and shame in front of the world. Now the curious question remains, why Brahmins are blamed for all the evils? Well, they are the backbone of Indian heritage, and which in turn was the reason of Indian dominance and prosperity despite loot, slavery, and colonialism since thousands of years. So, it's a key to disrupt and destroy the monopoly of Indians being top apart from other reasons. And that's why the targeting, the relentless propaganda. The Brahmins were the keepers of knowledge, the preservers of traditions, the embodiment of the ancient wisdom that made India a beacon for centuries. To dismantle that, to paint them as villains, was a stroke of pure evil genius. It allowed the colonial powers to not only justify their rule, but also to cripple the very soul of the nation. They rewrote history, twisted scriptures, and amplified minor social issues to create a narrative of inherent oppression. And the sad part is, many bought into it. Generations grew up believing this manufactured reality, perpetuating the cycle of division and self-loathing. Think about it. Who benefited the most from this narrative? Not the oppressed, not the lower castes, but the colonizers who sought to control and exploit India's resources and its people. They knew that a united India, proud of its heritage and confident in its abilities, would be a formidable force. So they sowed the seeds of discord, hoping to keep the nation fractured and weak. This video is a wake-up call. It's time to question the narratives we've been fed, to dig deeper into the truth, and to reclaim our history from those who sought to distort it. It's time to recognize the insidious nature of colonial propaganda, and to build a future based on understanding, unity, and respect for our shared heritage. The truth is out there, and it's time we embraced it.